Hello, students. Today we would revise the poem The Patriot by Robert Browning. Robert Browning was born on May 7th, 1812, in Camberwell near London. He had little of formal education but learned a great deal in his father's substantial library. He was deeply influenced by his vast reading. In 1844, Browning noticed a compliment to himself in a poem by Elizabeth Barrett, whom he later married, who was a poet of delicate health. Correspondence and visit followed. Secretly, they married in 1846. They left England and settled in Florence in Italy, where they lived until Elizabeth's death in 1861. The poem Patriot seems to be the result of Browning's experience of the rise and fall of heroes in Italy's premature struggle to free herself from Austria during 1841 to 1849. The patriot in the poem had a heroic achievement a year ago. He was accorded a very warm welcome on his return, but just after a year, he has fallen in esteem. He is arrested and is being led to the gallows. People now simply hate him. Some even throw stones at him. Despite his fall, he is ironically optimistic. He feels that God would reward him in heaven, while people have failed to recognize his service. God is the only shelter for those who are betrayed and deserted by their fellow human beings. So let's read the poem The Patriot and try to understand the poem para by para. The Patriot by Robert Browning. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. The church spires flamed. Such flags they had a year ago on this very day. The poet, in the form of the patriot, recalls how he was welcomed a year ago. When he came back after his grand victory, his path was strewn with fragrant roses, roses which are symbol of love. So here the poet wants to show how the patriot was given a hero's welcome and how the people expressed their love by throwing rose petals on the path that he was tread on. The people were mad in their zeal and enthusiasm. The church towers blazed with victory flags. People were standing there and waving the flags. But the scene has drastically changed after a year. Para 2, stanza 2. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good folk, mere noise repels. But give me your son from yonder skies. They had answered, and afterward, what else? The whole atmosphere resounded with the sound of church bells rung in honor of the hero just a year ago. These churches, they have huge bells. The bells are used to call the faithful for the service, for mass, for prayer. The bell The tone of the bell signifies an event. The bell which are rung rapidly, fast, are happy occasions like marriages, weddings, and the bell that are rung in a slow tone with pause in between are meant for sad events such as a funeral mass declaring a death of someone. So in the olden days, the bell was used as a signal. So here the church bells are being used in a happy atmosphere to welcome the hero, the patriot. The whole atmosphere was resounding with the sound of church bells rung in honor of the hero. Just a year ago, the poet is talking what happened a year ago. The crowd surged with joy. The patriot appreciated the enthusiasm of the people. If he had demanded from them something impossible like the sun from the sky, they would have granted him. The people were so much taken up with the efforts put by this hero that had he asked anything from the people, they would be willing to give. They would be willing to do the most impossible things, such as giving the sun from the sky. They would have given him anything that he had asked for. They would have asked him what else he desired apart from giving whatever he had asked. Such was the time just a year ago. Third stanza. Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. Not man could do have I left undone. And you see my harvest, what I reap? This very day. Now a year is run. In stanza 3, the patriot says that he tried to do the impossible for the pleasure of his admirers. He did his best. He did whatever he could do for his countrymen. In fact, he says that he has done the impossible which no humans could do, he had done for his people. But what reward had he got? Is this the reward he is getting for his people, from his people? In a sad tone, the patriot feels that people have forgotten all that he had done for them. Stanza 4. There's nobody on the housetops now, just a palsied few on the window's seat. For the best of the sight is all allow at the shambles gate, or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot I trow. In stanza 4, the patriot says that as he is being led to the gallows, he finds no one on the house roofs to bid him farewell. Only a few crippled persons, palsied means crippled, only a few crippled persons sitting at the windows are watching him. Most of the people have gone to the shambles gate or are quite near the scaffold to have the best view of his execution. Stanza 5. I go in the rain, and more than needs, a rope cuts both my wrists behind, and I think by the feel my forehead bleeds, for they fling whoever has a mind stones at me for my year's misdeed. The patriot is being led to the scaffold. The scaffold is a place where he is going to be persecuted. A long rope has been used to tie his hands tightly at the back. The rope is so tight that it cuts both his hands. He feels that his forehead is bleeding. It is due to the stones hurled at him by someone callous and cruel fellows. They hurl the stones to show their resentment for the so-called misdeed done by him during the year. It is ironic that They have completely forgotten his good deeds. I would like to draw your attention again to this line. For they fling whoever has a mind, stones at me for my years' misdeed. For they fling whoever has a mind. That means the people have been misled. Someone has misled the people against the patriot. Somebody has spread some sort of rumors against him where he is totally uh, thrown from the pinnacle that he was a year ago. They fling him down to the earth, and he is totally degraded. Some people who could who had the presence of mind to think on their own, in the hate they pick up stones and throw at this patriot. That is, the others are just doing what they are being told, but there are few people who could take decisions on their own. These few, they decide to fling stones at the patriot. For they fling whoever has a mind, stones at me for my years' misdeed. The patriot does not deny that he has not done anything wrong. The irony here is the patriot admits, it seems that he admits that he has done some wrong throughout the years. He said, stones at me for my years' misdeed. The year after he was proclaimed as a hero, there are some misdeed that the patriot has done, to which he's been subjected to such humiliation. Stanza 6. Thus I entered, and thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe me? God might question, now instead. Its God shall reply, I am safer so. So the poem ends in a hopeful note. The patriot enters his city amid great rejoicing and honor. Now he was leaving it in great humiliation and insult. He feels that if he had died a year ago, some people actually collapse in excess of joy. So he feels that if he had died a year ago, that is because of the happiness. Sometimes what happens when we are so happy? See, thus I entered and thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. In triumphs, when people are excited, when people are overjoyed, they get a stroke, they get an attack, a heart attack, and they die because of excessive happiness. So yeah, that's what he's trying to say. Thus I entered and thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. Some people actually collapse in excess of joy. God would not have cared for him. But now, had he died a year ago, he would have had his reward on the earth. So God would not have cared for him. He would have been just another person to God, because this man has had his reward on the earth itself. What reward would God give him? But now, when he had not been rewarded by the people, he was certain to be rewarded in heaven. That's what the patriot feels, because he's been subjected to such humiliation. He knows now if God is his judge, God is going to give him reward. He feels safe in the bosom of God, in the hands of God. Thus, even in intense defeat, he finds something to console himself. There are certain words whose meaning I would ask you all to write down. For example, martel. Martel is a sweet smelling flower. Okay. Heave is to breathe, sway is to rise and fall. Churches spire the tall pointed structures on the top of church buildings. Broke into mist. The phrase broke into mist means the church bells were rung to welcome the patriot. Yonder is a word which tells us about a distant thing, like this is close and that is far. So yonder is a word that tells us that. What else is what else he desired. Alak is alas. Leaped at the sun is tried to do the impossible. Again, leaped at the sun is a phrase. It is trying to do the impossible. Not means nothing. Harvest is the reward that he has got. A year is run means a year has passed. In stanza 4, a palsied few. A palsied few again is a phrase describing a few persons afflicted with paralysis. All allow, everyone admits. Shambles gate, the gate leading to the place of execution. Better. Better means to have a better view of the execution. Scaffold is a platform where the criminal is executed by cutting off his head or hanging him from a rope. Foot is near, very close to. Stanza 5, more than needs means unnecessarily. Jarurat se zyada, more than needs. A rope cuts. The rope is so tight that it cuts both his hands. So he was tied so tightly, more than it was needed. Unnecessarily, that they tightened his hand so tight that the ropes were cutting his skin. By the feel means from the feeling. Fling is throw, miss. These are evil actions. And the last stanza, stanza 6, thus I entered. Again is a phrase. I entered the city as a hero. That's what he means to say. Thus I go, and I'm leaving as a disgraced person. Triumphs are victories. What dost thou owe me? Old English. What dost thou owe me? Dost is do you. What do you owe to me? You don't owe me anything. So come, let's discuss some figure of speech or the literary device used in the poem. The poem is a dramatic monologue. Monologue, unlike dialogue, dialogue is a talk between two or more people. Monologue is talking to oneself. So the Patriot is a dramatic monologue in which the main character is talking to himself in a dramatic manner. The outer scene of indifferent people is vividly felt. We can feel that people are there somewhere. We are not directly introduced to people. People are not brought in directly, but their actions show, like throwing of stones, like a palsied few sitting near the window side, and the others are at the scaffold gate. So these show that people are there. The dramatic opening arrests our attention at once. It opens in a very dramatic way. It was roses, roses all the way, with martle mixed in my path like mad. The house roofs seemed to heave and sway. The church spires flamed, such flags they had a year ago on this very day. So when the patriot is being led to the gallows, we feel how cruelly he is being treated. The presence of those who fling stones at him is also felt. So the literary device here is the rhyming scheme. The poem, divided into 6 stanzas, incorporates a regular rhyme scheme, that is A, B, A, B, A. Way and mad, A, way. It was roses, roses all the way. So we take this as A. With martle mixed in my path like mad. Because way and mad are not rhyming, we take this as B. The house roofs seemed to heave and sway. Since sway is rhyming with way, the same alphabet is given here, A. A, B, A. The church spire flame, such flags we had. Had is rhyming with the second line mad. So what was second line? B. So the fourth line will also be B. Day is matching with the first line way. So first line is A. A year ago on this very day. So A, B, A, B, A. That is the rhyming scheme. It is throughout the poem. Most of the rhymed words way, sway, bells, cries, bleeds, misdeeds are linked with the theme and help build up the proper setting. So see, the rhyming scheme is not only a rhyme just to rhyme the words, but here the poet is sticking to the theme of the poem. The poem has imagery. We can imagine, we can visualize the patriot being dragged through the street. The poet has used various kinds of images, such as visual image. We can see the path strewn with roses and myrtle. So when the poet says that people were throwing flower petals, we can visualize the path being full of rose petals and with myrtle. Then the church spires blazing with flags of victory. The steeples, the towers of the church, the steps leading to the towers, flags were tied, like here in India we have the toran. You know, in festival times we tie the torans. That is a sign of happiness. So in the same way, here in Italy, we presume that the poem is set in Italy, and it is a Italian hero that the poet is explaining here. So the church spires are blazing with flags of victory. We can visualize the flags. The few paralyzed person sitting at the window. Even this is a image, visual image. The patriot is being led in the rain with his forehead bleeding. So all these are the visual image that we can imagine in the poetry. Then the next is auditory images. Auditory means what we can hear. The ringing of the church bells, the sound created here. The joyous cries of the crowd. These are auditory images. Then tactile image. Tactile is means what we can feel. The feeling of if the blood is oozing out, we can feel the blood coming out. The feeling of blood coming down from his forehead of the patriot. The feeling of the tight rope cutting his hands. This is the tactile. Tactile means the touch or feel. Then kinesthetic image. The house roof swaying with people in excess to have a glimpse of the patriot. Okay, as if the house are swaying because too many people are on the roof. Then the old walls rocking with the crowds and cries. The act of leaping at the sun. Motion. Kinesthetic is motion. Okay. Then we have another figure of speech that we can pick up from the poem is the allusion. 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 The poet uses mythological allusions of Icarus flying to the sky with the help of wings fixed to his arms with wax in the line. So there's a Greek story, the Greek legend there's a legendary mythological character by the name of Icarus. He had a great desire to fly, and he was a captive in a he was kept in a castle, and the castle was at a very great height. He was put in the highest room of the castle. So he used to collect feathers, and with wax he had made a pair of wings with which he flew from the castle towards the sky. So that's the mythological allusion that the poet is bringing out. The poet uses the mythological allusion of Icarus flying to the sky with the help of wings fixed on his arms with wax in the line. Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. In this line, he is bringing out the allusion. Icarus, as we know, fell into the sea as he rose nearer to the sun and his wax melted. The patriot, like Icarus, was over ambitious. So Icarus, when he began to fly, he was so excited that he kept rising and rising, going higher and higher, and then he has a fall. In the similar way, the poet was received in such a heroic way that he became a great hero. He was placed at such a high altar, and then suddenly he has a fall. He is degraded because he was over ambitious, like the character, Icarus. And Icarus had a sad ending. In the same way, the patriot also has a sad ending. And another figure of speech that we can pick up in the poem is irony. The poet has used irony to bring about the contrast between the past and the present. It is best used in the last line when the poet says, "Is God shall repay, I am safer." It is ironic that when he is dying, he feels safe. So, it has a very proper and ironic end where when he says when he is about to die, he's feeling safe. People tend to get frightened when they are about to die. So, if we talk of the theme of the poem, or rather, there are themes. There are two themes which I can pick up from the poem. One is fickle-mindedness of the people. People are very fickle-minded. At one time, they considered the patriot as a hero. In fact, the title of the poem, Patriot, itself says that he is a Deshbhakt. He is a hero. He is a patriot. So, ordinarily, people are not steadfast in their opinions. Today, we might acclaim Mahendra Singh Dhoni as a great hero or Virat as a great hero, but tomorrow, if they start losing matches, if they start losing match, and we feel that इसने जरूर पैसे खाया होगा, so suddenly from a hero they become a zero. People generally are that way. People don't stay steadfast followers of the other people. So they are whimsical. We can say that they are whimsical. That is why the patriot shows. That is what the patriot is showing us in the poem. He was welcomed as a hero after his great victory by his countrymen. They were ready to do anything for him. They threw roses all over his path. Church bells were rung to welcome him. But just after a year, his good deeds are forgotten. For some misdeed, he is arrested and is harshly treated. He is led to the scaffold to be executed. People hurl stones at him. This is perhaps the irony of life. It happens with everyone. It's not only that it's happening only with the patriot. It happens with every one of us. At times we are acclaimed as great heroes, maybe in our own family. When we do something very good, our family members are so happy with us, but when we do something wrong, they start scolding us. They start calling us by names. So one who goes up must come down sooner or later. There's always a rise and fall in a person's life. So you must learn a lesson from this, that no matter what, it is happening with everyone. Don't get dejected when somebody disgraces you. When they praise you, don't be so over elated. Don't be too excited that I'm a hero. Don't think too much of yourself. And when you are degraded, when you are called by mean names, you should not get depressed. The second theme which I pick up from the poem is the spirit of optimism. Even at the time of death, the patriot is optimistic. The poem Patriot, the poet tried to achieve the impossible for the pleasure of his people. He didn't do it for himself, but he did it for others. He was welcomed as a hero when he had achieved that impossible thing to be done. But then his misdeeds turn him into a criminal in the eyes of the same people. So he has done something wrong as well. And because of doing this wrong thing, he has become a zero from a hero. He has become a villain from a hero. He feels betrayed and abandoned. But even in the hour of defeat and extreme sorrow, he achieves a moral victory. Sorry. He feels that he has not been rewarded for his service on earth. Had he been rewarded, God would not have cared for him. But now, betrayed and deserted by the people, he hopes he would be rewarded by God in heaven. So he feels safe in the bosom of God. His faith in God is God being a true judge marks his unbounded sense of optimism. So he finally feels that if people are not rewarding him here on earth, at least he would be rewarded in heaven. He has full faith in God. So that is the poem ends in a very optimistic note.